And that is my sign name. Welcome to our brief news at Science TV. Our first news item, the National Dialogue Committee resumed talks at Bomas of Kenya today with the technical teams from the Kenya Kwanza and Azimio coalitions presenting the agenda items for consideration. The teams were tasked with harmonizing the issues raised by both sides, including the high cost of living, rising insecurity, and electoral reforms. The committee is expected to recommend appropriate legal and policy reforms on these issues in line with the Constitution and respecting the factional and institutional integrity of state organs.
Tackling the issues affecting Kenyans. We do not want sideshows, and that is why we have been clear today that the U.S. ambassador should really let Kenyans sort out their issues. The comments she made at the just ended devolution conference were clearly biased at a time when we have deep-seated differences touching on the last election and touching on electoral justice as a whole. It was totally inappropriate for her to take sides, especially at a time when the talks are now just beginning.
Those people who are supposed to be reconciling this nation are the ones who are putting us asunder. It's shameful for the American ambassador to come and start claiming that one side won the general election and the other one lost, because that is a question on the table.
When it comes to issue of non-interfering, we have got what you call the Estada Treaty. Estada Treaty, or convention or accord, deplores or forbids designated government officials in another hosting country not to interfere in the internal affairs and of that particular country, which informs you why we have revolutions in West Africa right now.
I hope they will have successful discussions and have a solution way later, and also to see how our country will move forward to be peaceful and to solve all the problems we have. On to our next news item. Indonesia President Joko Widodo is in Kenya on a visit aimed at strengthening bilateral relations between the two countries. Widodo is expected to meet with President William Ruto and other top government officials to discuss ways to boost trade and investment, as well as cooperation in areas such as agriculture, tourism, and the two presidents are also expected to launch the Mama Pima edible oil dispensing machines, which are being distributed by the Kenya National Trading Corporation. The machines are designed to provide Kenyan customers with affordable cooking oil, and they are also expected to create jobs for registered groups. The visit is part of Widodo's effort to expand Indonesian relationship Indonesia's relations with African countries. Now, it is a good innovation to create job opportunities for people, especially during the discussion between the two presidents. On to our next news item. President William Ruto has called on Kisii County leaders to unite and work together to address the challenges facing the country. Speaking at Nyanturago grounds in Kisii County during an international prayer service, President Ruto said that the people of Kisii made their decision on leadership during the last general election, and it was now time for the leaders to put aside their differences and work together for the common good. He urged the leaders to embrace unity and respect to each other and to focus on delivering on their promises to the people.
Viongozi wa Kisii, please, as was said by all the leaders here, let us work together. Wacha tuheshimiane, tushirikiane, tupange mambo ya viongozi hawa, ya wananchi hawa. Mambo yetu ya viongozi tatokea hapo mbele, wananchi hawa watatuamua. Ile mimi nawauliza viongozi wote, tafadhali tusitumie watoto wa Kenya, wananchi wa Kenya kupigana.
That's a good message for everyone. Road for your leaders for sure, and please, you better have your leaders who can move together and deliver their point, not just doing promises only, which is not right. On to our next news item. Kisii Governor Simba Arati has said he is determined to work with President William Ruto's administration to bring development to the country, despite being allied to the opposition Azimio coalition. Speaking on Sunday during an interdenominational prayer service attended by Ruto at Nyanturago Stadium, Arati urged tolerance among leaders across the political divide, saying Kenya relies upon their harmony to grow. Arati called for dialogue between the president and opposition leader Raila Odinga towards solving the stalemate that has seen the letter call for anti-government, in which 20 people have been killed. So meant to have a solution moving.
The president, nataka nichukue nafasi hii ya kipekee ni kukaribisha hapa Kisii. Karibu, na nitaongea mambo machache sana kwa sababu tumehubiriwa, na kuhubiriwa tumehubiriwa kwamba tujenge ule ukuta. Nataka niseme masuala ambayo ni muhimu. Mimi kama gavana wa Kisii na serikali ya Kisii lazima nifanye masuala ambayo yanaweza saidia watu wetu hapa Kisii. Tuko na serikali kuu ambayo Mheshimiwa Rais unasimamia, na hii serikali ya ugatuzi ambayo nimeisimamia. Lazima tufanye kazi pamoja. Na kwa kufanya kazi pamoja, najua vizuri sana kwamba wewe ulikuwa ni rais, uligombea katika kiti cha UDA, na sisi tulikuwa wana ODM, na kidemokrasia ulitushinda.
When leaders come together, they will have harmony and they will make each country become a better place. On to our next news item. Kiharu MP Dindi Nyoro has criticized the ongoing national dialogue between Azimio and Kenya Kwanza, terming it futile. Nyoro, while advocating for an immediate halt to the discussions, said Kenyans have already expressed their leadership preference through last year's elections. In his view, the talks are unnecessary given the electorate's clear mandate, adding that the time used should instead be allocated for development projects. The Kenya Kwanza Azimio talks are aimed to reach an agreement following previous anti-government protests.
Viongozi, siku viongozi, kila siku viongozi. Sasa hawa wadosi wote viongozi, wadosi hawa wetu kabisa wananchi waliongea August last year, na wakasema huyu ndiye ataongoza, na wakasema mwingine atakuwa leader of opposition ama atafanya kazi ya kucheck wale wamechaguliwa. Kwa hivyo with no doubt and with certainty, me as Dede Nyoro and the people of Murang'a, the people of Kiharu, the people of Kenya, we are pleading that tomorrow as the talks resume, the first agenda should be actually to terminate the talks.
Now, tell us your opinion, but anyway, we need to acknowledge that the elections are done and everything is clear, and the best teams that were chosen in the discussion will do a good job. On to our next news item. A group of farmers from Vihiga County have toured Embu on a benchmarking program to one of the best performing irrigation projects to learn new agronomy practices. Rupingazi Weru irrigation scheme in Embu has been ranked as one of the best implemented national agricultural and rural inclusive growth projects, funded projects countrywide. The project, located in the semi-arid Mbeere North constituency, draws its water from Rupingazi River, approximately 17 kilometers away, and supports farming of mugoka, tomatoes, bananas, watermelon, green grams, poultry, and dairy. The 298 million project, launched in 2020, supports over 500 households with domestic and irrigation water, turning the dry area into an agricultural economic hub.
Wamekuja Embu kwa sababu Embu is a Narok county, ni county ya Narok ambao tulikuwa tuna implement Narok project hapa in Embu. Na tuko na project mingi sana zile tumeimplement kupitia huu mradi wa Narok. Na Vihiga county pia ni Narok county. So wamekuja hapa kubenchmark kuona vile tumeimplement project zetu. Sana sana kuhusu irrigation project. Irrigation project yetu inaitwa Rupingazi Weru irrigation project ambayo imekuwa ranked one of the best implemented irrigation projects in the country.
Tungependa wakati ule tuna kiangazi, wakulima wetu waweze kupanda zile local vegetables, sababu sisi kule kwetu tunapenda sana zile local vegetables. So tungependa wakati ule kuna kiangaza, wakulima wetu waweze kupanda hizo vegetables ili waweze kusupply, wakiweza kupata pesa kutoka kwa hiyo ukulima. Sisi tunapanda vitu mingi, lakini tunataka tufanye ile variety ili tuweze kuweka pesa kwa mifuko ya wakulima wetu. Ndiposa tumekuja hapa ili tuweze kusoma vile mmemanage hiyo scheme yenu, na sisi tupeleke hizo ideas kwa wale wakulima wetu.
Kama wawakilishi bunge, lengo letu kubwa ni kuhakikisha ya kwamba yale ambayo yanafanyika sehemu hii ya Embu pia yanaweza kutekelezwa hizo sehemu zetu za Vihiga. Na sisi wakati mwingi tunakuwa na mvua, lakini ile wakati ambao tuko na dry seasons tunataka tuhakikishe kuna hii irrigation scheme ambayo itaweza kusaidia watu wetu kufanya kunyunyiza.
Tumekuja tuone vile hao wanatekeleza hii mradi so that sisi tukaenda kwetu Vihiga tuweze kutekeleza hii mradi yetu ya Midday Central Irrigation Project, ambayo unlike this one ya hapa yetu, it's on a stretch of 8 kilometers, na tumeabstract maji kwa mto inaitwa Esianda, na we have about 164 farmers ambao wanatekeleza hii mradi. Scheme yetu ya Midday Central Irrigation Project, our main value chain is local vegetables. Local vegetables, tuko na managu, tuko na kunde, tuko na mito, tuko na murere, saga, kanzira, sebebe. Hizo ndio local vegetables ambazo tunataka kukuza under this project.